I thought today I would talk about something totally different than residential real estate. I'm going to talk about a topic that applies to commercial real estate, and that's the 1031 exchange. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a real estate agent with Century 21, List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So I really haven't shared a whole lot on this channel about my training and my background. I share, most of the videos I share are about residential real estate. However, I am also a commercial real estate agent. And I've had the courses and training and designations and so forth. And personally, I'm trying to build my commercial real estate business. So I thought every few weeks, I will share a video on commercial real estate topics. So the topic for today is going to be 1031 exchange. So let's just talk about what a 1031 exchange is. So if you're a residential home owner, you buy the house at whatever amount, right? You buy the house at X. Years later, you sell the house, hopefully for a gain, and that difference between what you bought the house for and what you sold the house at, that gain is exempt up to $250,000 for an individual or $500,000 for a married couple. So that is exempt. Anything over those amounts, over $250,000 or $500,000, is taxed as a capital gain. Well, in commercial real estate, you can defer those capital gains taxes through a 1031 exchange. So what that means is an investor, and I'll use myself, right? I'm an investor and I buy a property that I'm going to rent out. And it could very well be an individual home, a single family home that I rent. It could be a duplex. It could be an apartment complex. It could be an office building that I rent space to different businesses. It could be a retail space. I own the building and I rent space to retail tenants. All of those are income producing properties. And so when I sell that property, yes, I will have capital gains. But I can defer those gains through a 1031 exchange. And what that means is I can take the money that I make out of the sale of that building and move it over to a different investment vehicle, income producing vehicle. I say vehicle, but a property, income producing property, and not pay taxes on it. So the idea is, let's say I buy a single family home, I sell it, but I take those gains and buy a duplex. After a few years, I sell the duplex and buy an apartment complex. Maybe after a few years, I sell the apartment complex and I buy a business office, a professional office, right? So each time I move, I'm moving up in space. Or let's say I own an apartment complex and I sell the apartment complex and end up buying 5 single family homes that I rent out. So where I move the money doesn't matter. What matters is I never touch the money. Okay? I never touch the money. So I use what's called an intermediary. I sell the building. They get all the proceeds from the sale of the building. And then I say, I want to buy that building over there. So I go through the process of buying that building. and they transfer the funds to buy that building. I never touch the money. As soon as I touch the money, I owe taxes on it, right? Now, there are some caveats to all of this, that I have 45 days to identify what properties I want to buy, right? And this is before I sell my property. So again, I own a single family home. I'm going to sell it. I don't want to pay capital gains. So before closing, I need to identify 3 options where I'm going to move that money. It could be another single family home, could be a duplex, could be an office building, could be a retail center. I just have to identify 3. Then I have 180 days, so approximately 6 months, to close on that new property. Okay, so I have to identify 3, then I have 6 months to close on that property, and that money from that first sale is used to buy this new property. So now it gets complicated. I don't want to get into weeds here, but let's say I make $1 million. I clear $1 million on the sale of the property. The building I want to buy is only $900,000. It is possible for me to take just the $100,000 and I pay tax on the $100,000, right? But if you're trying to avoid taxes, it's best to use all that money up, right? To transfer all that money into a new purchase. Same scenario. Let's say I sell the building and I clear $1 million. I can buy a new building that's $1.5 million, which means the $1 million from the first sale goes to the second house, and then I just have to come up with the difference, either through a loan or my own capital for the difference. So people argue, oh, that's not fair, that shouldn't be allowed. Well, let's think about this economically. So did you know the real estate industry is about 18% of the national GDP, right? And we always look at the gross domestic product, 18%. So you think about, yes, there's the real estate agents, and there's the appraisers and the loan officers and the banks and the lawyers that are involved and the title companies. But within the buildings itself, you have the maintenance people, you have construction workers, and think about all the construction jobs involved. So being able to move that capital gains into higher and better use encourages development. And that's what we're aiming for. So again, go back to the example. I sell a building and clear $1 million. Well, if I have to pay 20% tax, I now only have $800,000. I've lost $200,000 that could go towards improvement. And that would discourage investors, right? Why would anybody want to sell their property at that point and lose $200,000? So the 1031 exchange encourages development, encourages the growth, it stimulates the economy. So there's a very good reason the 1031 exchange is in the tax code, because it generates growth, generates expansion. So if you're interested in learning more about 1031 exchange, please reach out to me. If you've been with me, you know I have a website for my residential. I also have a website for my commercial, and I will put that here. Reach out to me. You can contact me via that website, We can talk more about 1031 exchange. I am not an intermediary. I know about 1031 exchange, and I can share information with you and connect you with an expert of 1031 exchange. And I'll make this plea: if you are in the Tampa area and you are a business owner and looking for space, either you want to sell space or buy space, you want to expand your business, please reach out to me. Let me see if I can help you, right? I'm not saying I can help you, but let me see if I can. Reach out to me. Let's do business. Thank you so much for being here.